Hello and welcome. We're here today to review the newest installment in the Maze Runner Trilogy. It's the final installment, The Death Cure. Share our thoughts on it, give a short little review at the beginning, and then we'll give our ratings, and then we'll tell you when we're going into spoilers, and then we'll talk a little bit about spoilers. So, what do we think of this one? Is it...
Well, first off, I think we were all about the same with the first two. For myself anyway, I enjoyed Maze Runner, and then even though the internet response for Scorch Trials was a lot less than the first one, I actually probably enjoyed it a little more than Maze Runner. Yeah, that was the complete opposite reaction online from what I could tell, but I actually really liked Scorch Trials. And I think we all did.
Yeah, I really liked Scorch Trials.
But then I thought Death Cure fit right in, though maybe a step below the other two. For me, anyway.
Yeah, I really think that these are a cut above most young adult movie adaptions. Of course, I haven't seen all the young adult movie adaptions. I just take people's word that Twilight's bad. And I live a good life. I still not seen Twilight. I feel good.
No reason to now.
No need. But,
Need that t-shirt. I haven't seen Twilight and I feel good.
But, yeah, so this series and the Hunger Games are about the only ones we really watch. And yeah, I think that the directing's been pretty good in this trilogy.
It's definitely one of the best directed of these young adult movies. That's the main thing it's got going for it. The direction and the overall production of it. It does not feel cheap, even though they were on slightly smaller budgets. Definitely a lot smaller than the Hunger Games, though it doesn't really look that way for me. This one, I thought all the action looked really good. That Wes Ball, the director, he really knows how to direct action.
Yeah, the very first action scene where they're out in kind of a sandy desert. I don't know if it's a desert because it's not completely sand. There's a lot of vegetation, but
sort of gives you a Mad Max vibe anyway.
But yeah, that one, a lot of low, quick vehicle camera shots that felt really got you into that one. I think that was about the best directed scene in this whole movie. The opening.
So. Yeah, overall wasn't bad. I thought that definitely a more than decent way to end the series. But yeah, all the acting is pretty good in this one. I definitely want to see what Dylan O'Brien, the main character Thomas, what he's gonna do going on, and Thomas Brody Sangster, that we all know him as Ferb and Phineas and Ferb, that he's great in anything. That I just want to see him in more stuff, because again, he's really good in this too. But that's about all I got.
Yeah.
Before we get into spoilers.
Yeah, before we get into spoilers. I probably, for ratings, I thought it was probably a little less than the other two. I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. I'll give it a 6.5.
Mm.
Not too far off. That, yeah, plenty decent. That it's not a bad one if you're just looking for an action movie. That yeah, it's not a bad action movie at all. You didn't give your score in any thinking beforehand, or?
I gave it some, but wasn't too sure.
Give it what you're gonna give it, Emmett. Whatever you feel in your heart. 5, 4,
What?
3, 2, 1.
My mind goes to 8, but I don't know.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
If it's an 8 out of 10
you
for
can-
you, give it an 8 out of 10.
Mhm.
You can give it higher than us. Don't
Yeah.
feel bad.
That you're not right or wrong.
Uh-huh.
Whatever you think about a movie, that's
Mhm.
where you sit.
Mhm.
That I'm hoping. Like, it's a weird thing to hope, but I'm kind of hoping that sooner or later we get to a couple this year that one side loves, the other side hates. So
Just to get some dynamics.
Hopefully
keep
we'll...
it fresh. But being on the same page, that's never bad either. That's what everyone wants to be. But yeah, every
Yeah,
movie's
just-
gonna have its lovers and haters. And
Yeah.
so
Just
if that ever happens in the future, it's okay, internet. It's okay. It's a lesson we all have to learn. But
yeah, just
yeah,
'cause all three of these movies I enjoy a lot. But,
yeah, they could easily be so much worse. That yeah, very good productions, I thought. But
Yeah.
all right, so going into deeper into the plot, what do you have to say?
That apparently I pick apart little spoilerish details a lot
Sure.
just to have fun with it. And apparently Jeffs don't have very much luck in this universe because they have a tradition to scribe people's names who died on rocks in this trilogy. And I noticed on the rock at the very end when they're scribing all the people who died, there's like multiple Jeffs.
Why did
At least 2. And there's no other initial to discern which Jeff is different. It's just Jeff.
Maze Runner, the Jeff Trials?
Oh yeah, and then there was somebody named Zart.
Well, no wonder he got killed
the
off.
Jeffs are like the red shirts or something.
That's funny.
But yeah, I just want to pick apart that little detail. I guess we'll go back from the very end back and say that yeah. So the climax kind of ends with Thomas getting injured and he passes out, and then he wakes up when they're supposed to have been moving off the more post-apocalyptic place, sailing a ship across the sea somewhere nicer and better. And he wakes up and it seems like they already started civilization. And they're already harvesting their corn crop. How long has he been out?
I mean, we live around corn crops, so it takes, I don't know, it takes 5 months at least for a good corn crop, if not more. But yeah. But yeah, I noticed that his bandage from his gunshot wound, it still looked fresh. You could see the blood seeping through the bandage, so that would make you think it was just a couple days or a week since they've gotten there. But yeah, you've got oh dang it, I forgot his name. What's Mr. He's got his
Vince?
mustache. Vince.
Barry
Yeah.
Pepper?
Barry Pepper, thank you.
His character's Vince.
Yeah. That you've got Barry Pepper shucking his corn. So either they just happened to wander upon corn that was ready to be harvested,
corn.
or yeah, they've been there long enough to start a corn crop. But yeah, I just want to make a comment for those that don't know that just a very interesting thing about Barry Pepper is that for every one of his movies that he is a blacksmith and he hand makes his own weapons for any role he has in a movie. So especially toward the end, I didn't notice it before, but I had already seen him make his knife that he uses in this movie online. There's a really cool video for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his entire speech at the end of the movie, like the very end, he's like holding up his knife. I don't blame him. He went to all the work, so he's like, hey, look at this knife, because it's a cool looking knife. That he on his video he goes into how he made it out of a railroad spike and carved a little eagle on the handle. That's really cool. But yeah, he's very proud of his knife, so yeah, show that thing off by all means. But none of us had read the book, so I honestly didn't know where this one was going to end, and I thought the dramatic beats with how Newt died, that I thought those worked really well. Because again, that guy's such a good actor that he really sold it.
But the like the build up to that may have been a little abrupt. Like they didn't show us. I guess we were supposed to just get the idea that it was abrupt when people got sick because several people just suddenly pulled up their sleeves and showed that they were sick. So it must just be an airborne thing that there's no specific time that you contract it unless you're bitten, and these people weren't bitten. So, oh yeah, there's zombies ish things. I mean,
the second movie was all about the zombies, and this one, couple scenes with them pop up every once in a while. But yeah, I think we're all on the same page that the monsters from the first movie, the Grievers, get them in one dream sequence.
Yeah.
That if this universe has these giant monsters, use them. You've got giant monsters.
That's my
in
main
your arsenal.
complaint. Just that I really like the first one, but I think why I like maybe Scorch Trials better is just because the first one doesn't make as much sense when you consider it.
And as a whole, this series makes no sense
I know,
when you're diving into the plot.
It's some of the biggest plot holes.
It's extremely convoluted
Series.
But
apparently it's better than the books, actually, because our sister is the only one who's read the books. You read one book?
I read the first one.
I forgot about that. Okay.
But yeah, and I thought the movie was better than the book.
Yeah, which usually isn't the case.
Very
Usually book readers always like books better than the movies. But yeah, this was a rare case that our sister really thought the movies were much better than the books.
Like a lot of things she was saying, like that she just really didn't like how they handled things, and thought certain characters were really annoying, but then in the movies they were fine.
Apparently Brenda's the worst in the book.
Hear that a lot.
According to her. But yeah, I thought I didn't have any complaints about Brenda in the movie.
I thought she was pretty cool.
But yeah, if you go to these movies and the plot makes absolutely no sense, so you hate the movie for that and you tear it apart, sure, yeah, if you're looking at it that way, that's bound to happen. But there's certain movies that are easier for me to just sit back and enjoy it if it's well made, which I believe these movies are. But again, I've seen how you can go the complete wrong direction with these, so yeah, since it could easily be so much worse, it's easier for me to enjoy it. But.
And I could understand people complaining about the villainous organization, how the Wicked is spelled. I think that's pretty silly how it's spelled.
Which I think in the book it was actually spelled like Wicked.
Full,
yeah, were letter for letter Wicked. But
yeah, it sounds like something in one of those campy 80s TV shows that the evil band of villains. Whoa, wicked. But yeah. There are a few action beats I thought were well done, like we had already talked about, or we had already mentioned the opening scene. But I thought the whole stunt with the bus was imaginative.
Imaginative, if not a little. Like, they probably wouldn't have survived. But,
It's over the top, sure.
yeah.
But it's fun to watch.
But yeah. So this one probably won't win any new fans, but anyone who's liked this series before, well, it's consistent enough with the others. That's basically the opinion all around. If you like the others, you like this one. If you think the others were fine, you'll think this one's fine.
I can understand the complaint that I probably agree with it too, that it probably ran a little too long.
Yeah.
The middle half definitely slows down. But yeah, overall I thought it was a solid conclusion.
Yeah. So that's all we have to say about this one. See ya.